Hello, and welcome to XCOM Enemy Within. I'm your host, the Social Solipsist, and this is going onto the channel because I don't want it to become a Troika channel. That's half a joke. This is a game that I've played XCOM Enemy Unknown, this is the expansion to Enemy Unknown. I played through that multiple times, really loved it, but that was some years ago. And shortly after one of my later playthroughs, they released Enemy Within. I eventually got it. I've never made it through much. I don't think I've played more than maybe a dozen missions of Enemy Within, so I wanted to go back to it and probably do a full playthrough. Fingers crossed. I also wanted to diversify what's on the channel right now. As I am becoming a daily uploader, I don't want it to be all Troika all the time, or for that matter, all Arcanum all the time, because, well, I mean, all Arcanum all the time kind of hurts. Anyway, I digress. I also want to show this game off to my friend Spencer, who had just told me the other day that he was interested in it, but wasn't really planning to go through it. And so this is for you, buddy. Sorta. You'll see. You'll see what I mean. I swear I had another thing I was gonna say, but now it's escaping me, and I'm not gonna re-record this, so fuck it. We are going to do a single-player campaign. We are going to play it on normal, because Classic and Impossible are cruel. However, we are going to choose some of the advanced options. Tutorial off, meld tutorial on, turn on the DLCs, reduce beginner VO, because I've played a few times even though it's been a few years. And then we're going to take a look at second wave. So, this is where the game is going to get potentially a little bit wild. If you are not familiar with the second wave options, this is basically your New Game Plus options, or some of them. There are more if you beat it on Classic or Impossible. However, there is one that is absolutely required, and some that are going to make this more interesting, and possibly ruin my run. We'll see what happens. So we're not going to put on Damage Roulette, because that's just mean. New Economy doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't really know why it's in there other than just pure randomness. Not created equally, I think we're going to take. Random stats on the rookies means you may have to hire more rookies and fire a few, but we'll see what happens. Hidden potential, I don't really want to totally randomize it. It's basically a wash. I'm sort of on the fence about it. We'll see what happens, but I don't think I'm going to take it right now. I suppose I can always restart the whole show, right? Training roulette, I am going to add. One of my gripes about the original release was always that some of the abilities being mutually exclusive in the skill trees was kind of irritating. So I want to try this out. Save Scum. If you don't check Save Scum, you are insane. I don't know why you would not give yourself the opportunity to... Like, if you don't use it, that's fine. But why is this even an option? It should automatically reset the random number seed. That makes no sense to me. Red Fog makes a lot of sense to me. I am not going to add it because it is cruel. It only affects XCOM ops. It does not affect the aliens at all. So we're not going to turn that on. There is a very impressive mod called Long War, which does a pretty massive overhaul of the systems in this game and also gives you some granularity in Red Fog, and by default applies it to both allies and enemies. I don't really want to run Long War right now, because it is somewhat like running Marathon but with extra mods. We're not going to do Marathon either. Here's where I'm making some big fucking gambles. I'm going to turn on Absolutely Critical. And I'm also going to turn on aiming angles. And those two are going to mean I have to be really good tactically. Because I am also going for a no-death run. As with my first run of the game, I wanted to have a no-death run. And I save scum the hell out of it to make it happen. Because I believe in my capabilities. And losing operatives is not something I want to even consider. I'm not hard committing to that, especially with some of these other mods. But this could screw me, or it could make things way easier for me. Or both. We're going to find out. So, with all that in place... Oh, also, if you've never played this before, do play the tutorial, then reload your game. Because the tutorial is mean. The reason there is a black mark on my original run of Enemy Unknown is that the tutorial kills 3 of your guys right off the bat. So you will always have people on your death wall, even if you make it through the rest of the game without. So that's mean. I think there's also an achievement attached to getting no deaths. And as I recall, you fail it if you do the tutorial. You can't get it anymore. But I digress. Tutorial is just super simple, showing you the basics. So, without further ado, let's go. No. No, why? I'm running... No. I don't want the tutorial. Oops. I clicked the mouse and it skipped everything. Okay. Fuck. I was hoping it would go back. Okay. Let me fix this real quick. Wait a minute. It's gonna be pretty funny if I fuck that up. That looks right to me. No. Okay. I just want to say, if you see something fall from the sky, let alone glow, and you don't just run the fuck away immediately, you are an idiot.
recent extraterrestrial incursion, this Council of Nations has convened to approve the activation of the XCOM project. You have been chosen to lead this initiative, to oversee our first and last line of defense. Your efforts will have considerable influence on this planet's future. We urge you to keep that in mind as you proceed. Good luck, Commander.
OBS is warning me about some encoding problems. I'm not entirely sure why. It looks okay to me. CPU's not spiked, but I apologize if there's choppiness in the recording or whatever else. This is also a totally different recording software state for OBS than I'm using for Arcanum, so if things are not quite right, I apologize. Let me know in the comments if I don't notice them myself. Okay, so here is the final choice to make, which is pretty substantial, which is your base location. I don't want to run this as a tutorial. I mean, nobody's going to watch this for learning how to play the game anyway, so let's just skip over that and say I'm going to go with Africa. I have played as Europe and North America before. I've never played as Africa. I feel like the funding is going to help me out to do what I want to do and have like the extra early game freedom. I typically play like a Satellite Rush type of meta game. Oh, fuck. I clicked the right mouse button and it just kicked me back. Okay, let's do this a third time. Ay, ay, ay. I didn't screw this up, did I? You're good. Yeah, looks good. I was gonna compliment this game on its good work with controller compatibility, but because it works great with a controller, the controls are very well put together. Unfortunately, if you're like me and you have a wireless controller and it's not turned on when the game starts, it won't detect it, and you can't get it to detect it without restarting the game. And also, there are obviously some side effects. One of those being, you know, some of the UI design has been streamlined excessively to be compatible with both control schemes. Okay, let's click continue and move right along with this.
We're dropping you just inside the Egyptian border.
Am I based out of Egypt? I thought that the African base was... Huh. I thought the African base was like either South Africa or Nigeria. I couldn't remember. Maybe it doesn't matter. It's gonna matter if, depending on my satellite placement, so we're gonna figure that out. I may redo this. Anyway. Just talking out loud. Thinking out loud, rather. I'm basically intending for this to be like one mission per episode. Possibly two if they're longer. These are going to be longer episodes, so I hope you're ready for that. We're going to see how this goes. I'm hoping not to fuck this up.
That object is different from the others. It does not appear to be the same type of pod we've seen used by the aliens during their abduction operations. We may gain new insights if we recover it.
Okay, this
Be
is
advised,
the border
Commander.
here.
Intel confirms enemy activity in this area.
These are all rookies.
Will do. This appears to be a containment device of some kind. We can only assume it has an internal self-destruct mechanism like the other alien equipment. Although it must have already been disabled somehow.
There may be additional canisters like this one in the area. The more we can recover, the more we'll learn about what's inside them.
Any others you find may still have operational self-destruct modules. Be careful.
Okay. So, part of the tactics of this game, contrary to what you might think, if you're a tactics person like I am, part of the reason I got into XCOM in the first place was my absolute addiction to good tactical strategy games, including Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which to this day I consider one of the greatest games of all time. Wait, why do you still have oh, because I only moved you halfway. Put you on Overwatch. See who shows up. What was I saying? Oh, contrary to... Ooh. Hold on a second. I am forgetting what some of the, What was that? That wasn't the mind control thing. What was that? Okay, well... What was I saying? The point I was getting at is, contrary to what you might think, this does not... This game disfavors many of the types of play typical to some tactics games. Not the least of which is, like, spreading out to cover entrances. The map designs are far too open, and have far too high risk of being flanked, for you to ever want to spread your team out very far. That's a hell of a sight you got there, bud. 80% on that. Wow. Okay. Let's go.
I'm about to start keeping score.
Heading out.
I don't want to enter the building until I kind of have to. But I still need to keep a lookout so that I don't get blown up.
Solid copy, Commander.
A lot of this game is about playing with slow, at least in my opinion, is about playing with slow, methodical tactics, not being overzealous, unless you have a really good understanding of the lay of the land, which more often than not you don't.
Heading there now.
And so, good use of the cover mechanics, why is this only half? That doesn't seem right. Good use of the admittedly limited cover mechanics, I should say. to make sure that you are pretty much always safe in some respect. I think there's going to be guys in here, so I don't want to rush that.
Let's do this.
Let's move across here. Try and get eyes inside, which doesn't seem to find anything. I also don't know where that other meld container is. It's probably... yeah, one of my complaints with this game, and as has been the complaint of many people with this game, is that the three-dimensional flanking mechanics are a little bit sloppy.
Enemies in sight.
In particular, diagonal cover. Figuring out where your angles start and end can get pretty messy. And that is one of my main concerns
On the move.
with some of the second wave options that I selected. See, that's full cover because it's full height. But it feels like this angle should mean that that's not necessarily the case. But I don't know. I don't know.
Heading to that location.
It's probably not good enough cover for him. He's probably going to get hit, but I'm hoping not. Meanwhile, I don't know if she's covered or not.
Incoming over here.
Fortunately, early game, the shot accuracy at range for the most basic enemies is fairly low. How do I not? I feel like I have vision on him, but let's get behind
Headed
here.
there now.
I totally have line of sight. Alright, game. This is how we're gonna do it, huh? I could chuck a grenade, but better not. See, why does he have an angle on him? I don't know if it's just distance. I don't recall. I'm definitely forgetting some of the mechanics. See, soon I'll have snipers, and then I won't have to worry so much about vision, because there's sniper abilities that help out with that. Shared vision, basically.
Heading there now. Visual on the goods.
Where is it? I guess you can see that, huh? I don't agree with that coverage issue, but let's just fire at him. Worth a try.
Missed.
And I don't think I can pull anyone else up in a timely fashion. Let's see, yeah, range is too short. Interesting. Well, in that case, I think you are getting a grenade, buddy. Property damage, ho!
Eat this!
All right,
That's affirmative.
let's get Andre on top of this truck. I think we're relatively safe going through this place. So,
Moving to designated coordinates. The energy signature coming from that device implies the self-destruct mechanism is still intact and priming for detonation. You'll need to move quickly to recover it before it's too late.
okay. Wait, who's active? Why are you over there?
10-4.
Even when you think you're safe, still better not to ever be out of cover, basically. Okay. Let's rotate the camera real quick. I love the camera rotation feature. Such an underappreciated
On the
thing.
move.
Anybody out here? Yeah, thought so. So the enemies always get a basic move. I could just run up and shoot him in the head. It's probably good, right? Unless there's somebody else out there, but this still has half cover on this position, so. Alright. There we go.
Dead and gone.
I hope he turns into an assault character, because that would be good. He seems suited to it. I could have sworn that the nationalities actually... Let's do a quick save. Come on. Yep. Did that? Yeah. Which one of these do I want? This one, Soldier's Language. I could have sworn there was one that still had like reasonable level of like accent, which I appreciate, versus just the foreign dialogue, but
Time to motor.
I kind of like the foreign dialogue too. You're a real fucking sprinter over here, aren't you, bud? Where can I get to? Anywhere in here. But presumably if there was anyone out here, we would have seen them by now. Okay. Kick your way through everything.
Yes, sir.
It'll be fine until next turn. Oh, you still have your turn. Okay.
Commander.
Well, pick it up. Come on. Being picky about where my cursor is.
Well done.
That is the one of the
Recovering this
oh.
material should give us a leg up
Wow,
on whatever it is the
nobody
aliens
else
are
here, huh?
developing. I'm sure the doctors will be eager to get started.
That's one of the other advantages of playing with the controller is that you don't have to deal with placing the mouse cursor. In fact, I may go back to using a controller at some point during this playthrough. Okay, let's go back to base and talk to everybody real quick. Get ourselves set up a bit.
Commander to the research labs.
Yeah, it's the Nigerian base.
Welcome to XCOM HQ, Commander. I'm Central Officer Bradford. My role in this project is twofold: providing tactical support for our field operations, and keeping you briefed on the current situation. My efforts should allow you to focus on the bigger issues at hand. Speaking of which, we have a soldier waiting for a promotion in the barracks. I'll let you get to it.
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
So, if you're not familiar,
Exemplary performance. Let's hope all of these operations go as smoothly as this one did.
support, sniper, assault, heavy. Interesting. Probably not the classes I would have expected them to get. But
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
okay. Gun. Headshot. Maxime Becker's sounds, and along with that mustache, makes me think he's French, not German. But
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
yes, I heard you. I'm coming.
The recovered artifacts are being unloaded, and the research team is waiting your orders. We'll get started as soon as you give the order, Commander.
Okay. Let's get this going real quick.
Hello, Commander. My name is Dr. Farlan. I oversee the research labs. This is where all of XCOM's research and development takes place. We have already begun analyzing the artifacts recovered from our first encounter with the aliens. Based on our preliminary findings, we believe we can use them to develop some new equipment for our soldiers. With your approval, we will begin research immediately.
I mean, if I don't approve it, you're not doing shit, right? Why would I not approve it? Okay, let's start a research project. So, weapon fragments and alien materials, we need to recover things. Meld recombination. The invaders appear to have deployed canisters of a strange substance. Could be a weapon of some kind. Potential dangers and applications. So I know a little bit about the stuff added in Enemy Within, but I didn't want to like straight up spoil it for myself.
Commander to engineering. Commander to engineering.
And it's been several years since I've actually tried playing this, so I think the only right choice is xenobiology right off the bat.
I agree.
Though.
That does seem to be the most pressing of our current research options. We'll begin immediately. I will notify you when a complete report is available.
Commander to
Now to engineering.
Commander. I was wondering when you'd be stopping by. Welcome to engineering. Anything they can dream up in the research labs, we can build it here. Speaking of which, Dr. Valen has just sent us some new schematics. With your approval, we will begin fabrication.
engineering. Commander
Good.
to engineering.
Okay. So, boy, I feel like I got shortchanged on the starting credits there, but okay. Boy, that's an interesting steam vent placement, but having one at second level is nice. Let's see what I can build. Let's see. Satellite
Commander to
uplink
mission
needs
control.
engineers.
Commander to mission control.
5 power, 10 engineers. What's my power level? 25 out of 37 right now. 2 power for the access lift. You never want to get caught out without the lift and having to wait on that before you can build anything else. And so I tend to just do that, but also... Boy, I am really in a bad economic situation. Let's start this excavation,
Commander to mission control.
and we will hold off
Commander
on
to
the
mission
lift
control.
just for now. Let's look at the items. Okay. I would like another satellite. Actually, let's look at... I can't even look at the situation room yet. Can I go here and look without... I'm trying to remember... Why can't I look at the situation room? I guess I haven't gotten to that part in the plot yet, technically. Which, frankly, seems silly. So... I guess... I am just going to... Let's see. Medkits and satellites. I'm trying to remember how I go about hiring additional scientists. I think I can't hire them. As I recall, I need to unlock them through various mission choices and things. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm rescaling the learning curve here as I recall some of the stuff I haven't looked at in years. I think I need to buy med kits. I would like to believe that I don't need them. But I know that's probably not true.
Commander, our current satellite uplink facilities are at full capacity. We should build additional uplinks as soon as possible to allow for new satellite deployments.
So I can order it. Interesting. I also don't want to wait 20 days for a new satellite. I'm really concerned about my finances, though. I'd like to believe that that's not going to be a problem. I don't know. Let's go all in. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you cancel my other project? You did, didn't you?
Commander, our current satellite uplink facilities are at full capacity. We should build additional uplinks as soon as possible to allow for new satellite deployments.
Oh, wait a minute. Instantaneous purchase. I'm an idiot. Well, now I've done it.
Commander,
Wow,
our current satellite
okay.
uplink facilities are at full capacity.
Yes, yes.
We should build additional
heard you.
uplinks as soon as possible to allow for new satellite deployments.
Okay. One last thing to look at, basically. Although, let's move one of these to North America. That feels probably the smart option. Based on location or relative locations. And let's see. So I start off with how many? 12. Okay. So, I want this to stay gray for the entire game. We will see. And yeah, we're gonna have to. Okay, right. Remembering things. Should I hire more soldiers? I guess I'm not in a super rush, so we'll leave it as is. Okay. I almost said next time on Arcanum. Wow, I've been playing too much of that game. Next time on XCOM, we will do another mission. And I'll probably realize I've fucked this all up. Just truly screwed the pooch. Feel free to call me an idiot in the comments.